Welcome to the Expert Speaker Podcast. We have real estate investing expert Jan Carmanico-Reeves. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you, Majeed. Thank you for having me on this morning. And good morning to everybody that's watching.
You're in Windsor, Ontario, huh?
Correct. Well, I'm just outside of Windsor, Ontario. I invest in Windsor, Ontario. I'm in LaSalle, which is it's a town just outside of Windsor. It's about a 10-minute drive and right by the new Gordie Howe Bridge that's just connected. It's very cool. Been watching it for the last few years, and the infrastructure, the expansion of the 401 and everything that's leading up to it. It's really amazing to watch it happening.
Yeah, I'm living in a town where we can see across the river and people dream about there being a bridge there. They've been talking about it for years, but the people who don't want the bridge, they're saying, oh, it's going to change everything. It's going to change the traffic patterns. And so I imagine, that's interesting that the first thing you brought up is a bridge. That would change the real estate, the property values. So how are you capturing that opportunity?
Well, yeah, the new bridge, the Windsor Detroit crossing is it is the busiest international crossing between Canada and the US. There's something like $13.5 million that crosses just on the old bridge, which is kind of a little bit scary to drive across these days. It's pretty rickety. But this is going to be so beautiful because it's, like I said, they've expanded the 401. The crossing is going to be expedited, so that's just going to increase the flow of goods from the US to Canada. In the last 3 years, I would say it's brought all kinds of workers to the area, which is great for rentals, right? Working on the bridge. Another opportunity right now, I'm actually renting to people who are working at the building the electric battery plant. So that's another very cool thing. Lots of opportunities for midterm rentals. And the study shows that there'll be thousands of new people coming to the area there to fill these jobs. There's also a mega hospital that's being built. And so just thousands and thousands of people. And the study shows that they'll rent for at least a year before they're purchasing homes here. So that's great for the rental property.
So this isn't just any bridge. This is a bridge to America.
This is a bridge to America. I can actually, the Detroit River separates, of course, Windsor and Michigan, and the river flows all the way along and out just near me. I'm about 2 blocks away from the river, so I can actually take a walk down there. And beautiful riverfront. Windsor's put gazillions of dollars into their parklands to we're known for that. Beautiful walking trails, and people I don't think know about Windsor as a hidden gem. It really is a very cool place. All kinds of diversification going on now. We've had the casino here for Caesars probably about 25 years. It used to be known as, just the big three, the lunch bucket, end of the line kind of thing. But I've lived in the area over 40 years and I've seen it grow and diversify. And that's why I'm choosing to invest here and invest again and again and again, because I can find deals. The numbers still work. It's a great pool of renters, extremely low vacancy rates, and the rents are uh, comparable with the higher centers. So the numbers work, right? And I have a good solid team here, so it's easy for me to just add something else to my portfolio.
Good for you. And you are a seasoned entrepreneur.
I am.
You're a mother of two.
Yes.
And I'm sure lots of lessons learned from those enterprises.
Correct.
Uh, and you've discovered financial freedom, and you've created financial freedom for others through bringing other people into your investing opportunities. So where do we begin? Tell me, tell me what inspired you to get into real estate investment.
Funny enough, my father, when I was quite young, in my late teens, early 20s, wanted me to get into it. And of course, I didn't listen. He owned a 12-unit building. Actually, my grandparents in on Preston Street, which I drove by and took some pictures when I was a young girl and living in Ottawa, they had a restaurant with 3 rental units above and 2 in behind, and actually owned the house next door. And I've got some great pictures that I sent to my dad when I was up visiting. They've totally redone the building and it carries on. So I guess it's in my blood, right? I didn't listen and start it soon enough. But as I aged, shall I say, and being an entrepreneur with no pension plan, I realized that I needed another source of income to provide retirement at some point if my body wasn't able to carry on with what I was doing. So at that, I purchased my first rental unit and really didn't know what I was doing, but but it went well in the end. And then I started learning. I joined one investor group, education, coaching, all that kind of stuff. And then I'm a salon owner for over 40 years. Then COVID came, so I was locked down. So that really got me kickstarted to say, wow, I really need a secondary income source. So that I joined another group. You grow your network, it's education, coaching, and really learning how you can leverage what you already have to be able to start to build wealth for the future. And I've honestly started with none of my own money. I used a private mortgage for my first investment property, and I used, as we call it, an investment card, which was a 0% balance transfer for the down payment. And then 2.5 years later, I refinanced that to use as down payment on the mixed use commercial that I bought with a VTB, 75% VTB. So now I'm in the process. I've owned that for 18 months, and I'm in the process of refinancing that to pull back the money that I put into it. Also refinance my home and use my HELOC to do a major renovation on that. So yeah, it's all resources that I had available through credit, but not my own money. So that's what I've learned.
Thank goodness for credit, huh?
Right? Yeah.
Credit cards. I grew up in the United States, and I would get 5, 6 credit card offers every time I went to the mailbox, right?
Right.
When I first moved to Canada, I got my 5% down payment on a $200,000 house. So it was like $10,000 I needed, 12,000 with closing costs. And I opened up a 0% financing card. I opened up 2 PayPal accounts, and I sent PayPal money with credit card from one account to another, because that's the only way I knew how to do like a cash advance. Pulled
Right.
it out, did the down payment. And can you still do that now? Are there still 0% credit cards? Like,
Yeah. As a
still
matter
have
of
a down
fact,
payment card?
I have an MBNA fairly. I have several that send me 0% balance transfers. Most of them now will charge you maybe a 1 or 2% fee, but that's actually what I use to give a 20 grand deposit on my latest project. It's an MBNA. So 20 grand, and they deposit it right into your bank account. And $400 it's costing me for 20 grand until next April.
Great.
$400.
Great.
That's it. Right. So that's a pretty good use of funds.
And so you said VTB. I know what that means.
Okay.
Let's define
Okay,
it for people who don't
so
know what it means.
the mixed use commercial, I negotiated, a VTB is a vendor take back mortgage. So the owners of the property, which I found off market and negotiated for a long period of time, the owners of the property are holding a 75% mortgage on it. I also negotiated with them for interest only payments for 2 years, for the first 2 years, because I knew I was going to be doing this major renovation. So those units wouldn't have income. So the interest only payments were easier to cover in that time period. Now I have another 3 years of principal and interest. It's completely open. I can pay it off whenever. But what I'd like to do now that it's stabilized is I'm starting the refinance process so I can pull out the money that I used as down payment and the money that I used as my from my HELOC for the renovations, and then that will pay out the sellers as well and the mortgage that I owed to them before I even get to the principal and interest, because then I can get a longer amortization and yeah, keep the bundle it all up in together and have a lower payment.
So it sounds like a lot of the creativity and skill you developed is in arranging the finances to make, as you call it, make the numbers work.
Right, right. And that's what I've been speaking about. I am the creative finance expert. And I think that comes from being a single mom, being self-employed, just making things work, being creative in the salon, running a business. Every day you go in and there's problems to solve and, with two daughters, there's problems to solve. And even now that they're almost 31 and 26, there's still problems, not, I mean, big kids, big problems, but I mean, my girls are great. They're, no serious things, but I'm just trying to help set them up now so that they understand financing and, get their credit set up well and get them well on their way at a young age. And hopefully they'll listen to me like I didn't listen to my dad, and we'll see where that goes, right?
So have you gotten them into real estate investment?
Well, they're asking questions, shall we say. My youngest daughter is just graduated from teachers college, so she's hired on as a supply teacher. She's helping me back end with some of my business and VA duties. My oldest daughter we've had many discussions now. I was explaining to her that I do have an investment in Toronto where she lives in a condo, and that we get, first rate of refusal when they're built, and put them start to, sell them off. So I was explaining to her how that would work, and that might be a good opportunity for her to get into the market. Looking at the new first time home buyers program, and I forget what the name of it is now, but how both of them are going to start that this year, because that goes into it's tax deductible. Just a great program for young people to get into. And the sooner they get in, it's at $8,000 a year that they can contribute. And if they don't contribute all the money, it carries forward to the next year. So I said, the sooner the better to get that started.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Cool. Now I'm picturing you cutting people's hair, talking to people about these buildings that you're buying, and people are asking questions. And I'm imagining some of your clients from your salon became investors.
Correct,
Is that
correct.
true? So tell me about how that happened.
So what happens is they follow me on Facebook, right? And see what I'm doing. And they each visit when they come in, they're asking me questions like, wow, Jan, what's going on there? What are you looking at? How does this work? And all this kind of stuff. So So they don't have the training education, but each visit, I'm giving them, a few more little nuggets, how things work. Some people are not comfortable with it. They like the traditional way, but I just keep educating them because I truly believe it's a great long-term investment, right? Like you're really setting yourself up for generational wealth to contribute to your retirement plan. So yeah, I just, keep giving them little nuggets, and slowly and surely they're coming around.
Good, good. So tell me, what's the difference between an active investor and a passive investor?
Okay, so I am what you call an active investor. I'm finding deals, funding them, um, managing the asset, property management, all those kind of things. Passive is simply you use it as an investment tool. You take your money and put it into the project, and then you just watch it grow. You don't have to do anything. It's just an investment tool.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I got into real estate investment. I thought it was a passive income because I read The Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's like this is passive income. But then I'm working on it so much. I changed the bathroom myself. I'm not qualified to do that, but I I demolished a wall, and I built a shower, and tried to save money by not hiring people, doing the work myself, finding the tenants myself, all this. And then I wake up one day, I go, this isn't passive, this is a business. And I have
It
a
is a
customer.
business.
The customer is
Yeah,
the tenant, the product is the house, right?
correct.
So it's a great service that you're providing for tenants, and it's a great service that you're providing for investors because you're taking care of all the work
Right.
of owning property. So you were telling me about a property that you are closing on soon, and
Yes.
you said it's a really good deal, and you're open to bringing on an investor. I'd love to know all about this project or this property, just so I can understand what makes it a good deal in your eyes.
Okay, so number one, it's newly built in 2022. So everything about new builds are beautiful, right? There's no capital expenditures coming up. It's new and shiny, easy to rent, easy to maintain. There's no rent control. Just new builds are insurance companies like them because nothing, the roof is new, the furnaces are new, they're not going to blow up. Everybody loves new builds. The banks, the financial institutions like them. Um, yeah, it's just fabulous. Um, what else can I tell you about it? It's a legal fourplex, but in the back there's two garages with ADUs above them. So there's actually 8 sources of income. Um, the, the way they were built is beautiful. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths in the main units, 2-story. They've got laundry upstairs where the bedrooms are. There's a soaker tub and a separate shower with a cheater door, and like it's like a home. It's beautiful. There's dishwasher, everything's great. Even the bachelor units have in-suite laundry. So it's just a well thought out, beautiful build. So that's great. The other really great thing about it is the people that built it, well, maybe it's not so great, but they're not investors. So they haven't increased rents. They haven't it's not at market rent. So one of the 3 bedrooms is going to be vacant on closing. The owner is living in it. And then there's another tenant who's given notice. So that's 2 vacant units. I can increase the NOI by about $1,000 a month just on those 2 units on closing. So my strategy is to, within 2 years, to refinance it to CMHC. And so investors will have their money back within 2 years. and it cash flows from day one. It cash flows nicely. So they're actually be starting to get the return of capital right from day one, and then the balance on the refinance. And then it's just a cash machine, right? Like they just keep getting money for the rest of their lives with no money in the deal.
Okay, so let's say I want to invest in this deal.
Right.
Um, how much would I need to put in?
I'm looking at 50,000 minimum to put in.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
the total amount you're raising is how much?
The total amount is 400.
Okay. So let's say I come in with 400.
Okay.
And you're going to do all those things. You're going to raise the rents. You're going to refinance. What percentage of the building do I own?
Uh, well, 400 isn't available, but but if you wanted to come in at 400, that's 60%.
Okay, so the investor gets 60%. You, the active partner, get 40%, and you manage the whole operation.
Correct.
So after we refinance in a couple years, I get
Mhm.
all my 400 back.
Right?
And then you and I continue to own this building together that continues to cash flow.
Correct. So you get 60% of the cash flow. But the beautiful thing is on the next refi in 5 years, and we pull out more equity. Of course, it has to be refied that it will sustain the mortgage. But the idea is to pull out as much equity as possible. You get 60% of that, and that's tax-free money.
Why is it tax free?
Because think about it, when you're doing refinancing, say for your primary residence, and you want to redo your mortgage, say you wanted to do a renovation, so you pull out an extra $20,000 and put it on your mortgage. Say you wanted to put in a pool, you pull out an extra 100,000 and just roll it into your mortgage. That money's not taxable.
Got it, because it's a loan.
Correct.
It's not income,
Correct.
it's a loan. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Does your investor need any qualifications other than cash?
Well, no, but they would have to be, to come in on this deal, they would have to be accredited investor, um, friends, family, or business associates.
What does
Um,
accredited mean?
I'm sorry?
What does accredited mean?
Accredited is their net worth. They have to be high net worth individuals with
And what
significant.
qualifies as a friend? If you and I go and get ice cream,
Mm,
friends now?
yeah, not so much. Friends, would be maybe you've traveled together, you've been to each other's homes several times. You have to prove that you really are friends, not just somebody maybe that from the gym, or you know what I mean, like somebody that you see every morning at Tim Hortons or
That's
like those
interesting.
kind of things. Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, cool. So you've worked with a bunch of investors before who've come in on your deals.
Mm-hmm.
How do you typically find them, or they find you? I mean, you've been in the area now for a long time. You've been doing this for a long time. You're an entrepreneur. So what are you finding is like, how are these investors finding you?
All kinds of different ways. I am out there through my business. People just know now, because I'm out there, that I'm a real estate investor, and I love talking real estate investing and sharing my knowledge with people, because I want everybody to be able to make money in real estate investing. It's such a good opportunity. So, yeah, there's a thing about know, like, and trust. I mean, I have fourth generation clients in the salon, so they know, like, and trust me after that many years. They know how I run my business, and it's no different from what I've been doing in the salon to what I'm doing in real estate investing as well with my properties.
Great, cool. So what sets you apart from other real estate investors? You mentioned creative financing. What else do you think you do differently than other investors?
Um, well, as I've said, I'm on a mission to make real estate investing fun, easy, and profitable, right? So you know me, I like to have fun, right? I like to streamline systems, make it easy, um, and profitable. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Is everybody wants to make money, and I can do that for people. I can make money for them, and it's fun and easy, right?
Good, 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 good. And yeah, you mentioned why Windsor. There's a lot of opportunity there, good numbers. So, what's your vision for what you want to create with this, and what are your goals long term?
I just want to keep helping, everyday people make money in real estate so that they don't have to spend the hours. And I mean, I've enjoyed every minute of it, of the education and the networking, but they can leverage my knowledge and expertise and help as many people as I can invest in real estate without having to put all the work in. It's just fun, easy, and profitable.
Good, good, good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom here. And this opportunity sounds really good. This one you're looking at right now. When's that closing? Soon?
November 5th.
Okay. So you heard it here. If you want Jan, if you want to get in on this deal, get your money back in 2 years and continue to have this profitable investment with Jan. Simple, easy, and fun. Is there anything else you want to share? Anything I didn't ask you before we head out? And then let us know, how do people get a hold of you?
Okay. Anything else I want to share? I mean, if people don't are a little bit nervous about it, I'd love to give them, start with a Coles Note version of how real estate investing can be so lucrative. And it's time in the market, not timing the market, right? So this is a long-term strategy, and the sooner that you get in, the better. So, and you can reach out to me. I'm very active on Facebook, Jan Carmanico-Reeves. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn, YouTube, Investing with Jan. Look me up on YouTube. I host weekly motivational Mondays where I bring on all kinds of interesting people and do interviews with them. And they are now posted on YouTube under Investing with Jan. So you can learn more about what I do, who I am, who my network is, and yeah, what I've been up to.
All right. Jan Carmanico-Reeves, real estate investing mogul in Windsor, Ontario. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Majeed. Pleasure to be on this morning.